The year has come. The day has finally here and begun. We are live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And today, Pope Leo XIV the Liberty Medal ceremony.
Dear friends,
and let's listen to him.
I'm honored to accept the Liberty Medal of the National Constitution Center in this year that marks the 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States of America with the signing of the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776. On the eve of this momentous occasion, I offer a warm greeting to all those assembled at the National Constitution Center in Philadelphia. As a son of this great country, founded by courageous men and women who dreamed of liberty and of a better life for themselves and for their children, I join you in asking God's blessings upon America's future, that the lofty ideals enshrined at the beginning of the Declaration of Independence may continue to guide the flourishing of the nation in unity, justice, and peace. From our youth, most of us have admired the eloquence of those words, with their resounding appeal to the law of nature and to nature's God as the basis of their assertion that all men and women are created equal and endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, including the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. While couched in the language of the Enlightenment, that claim is ultimately grounded in an understanding of the human person, inspired by the great biblical vision of man and woman being created in the divine image. It is indeed here that we discover the basis of human dignity, dignity which precedes the establishment of any state and whose custody constitutes its very purpose. In these past 250 years, for so many peoples throughout the world, it was the firm resolve to achieve the noble vision of the nation's founders that made America a byword for freedom, as the country opened its doors to successive waves of immigrants, enabling them and their children to play their part in shaping the future of the nation. It was this same love of freedom that inspired the United States in the darkest hours of the last century, at the time of the two world wars, to look beyond itself and at great sacrifice to champion the cause of freedom beyond its own borders. As every American knows, however, the path to building a society that would embody those high ideals of liberty and justice for all was not always easy, and in many respects is still a work in progress. Indeed, the effort to realize this vision is one that must be taken up anew in each generation and in the face of ever new challenges. Today, as we look to the future, this historic anniversary presents us with the opportunity to reflect once again on the nation's founding principles in the hope that America will remain ever true to the dream that has earned it the title of Land of the Free and Home of the Brave. The first right enshrined by the nation's founders was the right to life. For no one who is deprived of life can enjoy liberty or pursue happiness. A country's vitality is deeply tied to the value it affords to human life in every form and condition, acknowledging the dignity endowed upon every human person by virtue of their very existence. The inherent worth of every human life has led the noble hearts of generations to praise the marvelous works of the Creator and stand in reverence before so precious a gift. Indeed, it is precisely this reverence that we must continue to cultivate, one that sways the hearts of individuals and inspires laws that recognize and safeguard the gift from the moment of conception to natural death. Reverence, too, will aid us in discovering that we are guardians and stewards of those entrusted to our care. In this regard, the moral greatness of a nation is manifested, above all, in its capacity to support, protect, and cherish the lives of all, especially the most vulnerable and those whose worth is questioned. Following the right to life, liberty was and is preeminent among the principles revered by the men and women who have sought within this nation's borders a new beginning, often equating it with previously undreamed of hope. Though frequently understood as the ability to act as one would like, authentic freedom runs much deeper. It is founded upon the human person's capacity to know the truth and adhere to what is good, even at great cost. A sacrifice well known to many who have labored to shape this country. The desire for truth and freedom, as well as the very pursuit of happiness, continues to inspire people of all generations to ask fundamental questions regarding the meaning of life, our ultimate purpose, and indeed about God. And it is proper for magnanimous hearts to endeavor to answer these questions with sincerity. These answers inevitably determine the direction which we seek to give to our lives. And America has long championed the religious freedom necessary to follow responsibly the dictates of conscience in this regard, free from fear and coercion, as enshrined in the First Amendment to the United States Constitution. It is a freedom that holds sacred the inner sphere of the person, where convictions are formed and where conscience can guide the decisions made in the intimacy of the human heart. This same freedom also ensures the right of every person to worship according to one's own belief, and of individuals, communities, and associations to give public expression to their faith. In fact, religious freedom gave rise to the American tradition of allowing for interfaith dialogue and interreligious cooperation in promoting the public good and enriching the debates on the great moral and ethical issues that have faced the nation and shaped the course of its history.
Oh my
It's
God.
my hope that this tradition will continue to bear fruit in a public discourse marked by moderation, respect for the views of others, and an ongoing effort to find common ground in promoting the cause of peace and reconciliation at home and abroad. The forebearers of this country, men and women of diverse backgrounds, religions, and languages, were able to find that common ground and the strength necessary to pursue a better future. The principles that inspired America's founders, rooted as they are in the truth of the human person, brought them together in a single cause, a common dream. Unity lent strength to that dream, giving rise under God to the United States of America. E pluribus unum, out of many, one. In order for a nation to flourish, it must be truly united. United not by goals bound to momentary endeavors, but by ideals that do not fade with the passing of time. And the principles we have reflected upon today, a shared human dignity, equality, and the rights laid out in the Declaration of Independence, ever be a source of such unity and a guiding light for the present moment and for the years to come. In accepting this award, I therefore pray that this, the 250th anniversary of the founding of this great nation, may be the occasion of a solemn recommitment to these ideals that have made America a country that values peace and prosperity, a country characterized by generosity and nobility of heart. I commend all of you, as well as the future of the nation, to the one who is himself the source of true freedom and lasting peace, the one whose very name is peace. May God bless America. Thank you.
That's Pope Leo XIV at a Liberty Medal ceremony. That's a really good speech from him. And speaking with him, Notre Dame Villanova game will be tipped off from Italy to see Pope Leo XIV over there in November, on November 1st, on the Sunday of, which is like a double header on that day. It's like no whatsoever. And that's Pope Leo. And we are live at the National Constitution Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. You can hear the speech from
Board of Trustees and everyone gathered here on Independence Mall and watching around the world. Congratulations on receiving the 2026 Liberty Medal.
at the Pope Leo Liberty Medal Ceremony. It took place at the National Constitution Center in Philadelphia, PA. That's Mayor Shella Parker right there on the right. And perhaps there will be a double header of Notre Dame Villanova games, men and women's basketball games on Sunday, November 1st. So mark that on your calendar. So the first game is going to be on Fox. It's going to be at 9 o'clock, no, 9:30 a.m. in the morning. I hope that game will likely hoping.
Honoring both our differences and our shared humanity.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that.
Freedom of conscience does more than protect our individual beliefs. It has been one of the great engines of the American experiment, empowering generation after
Because
generation.
these are very important, okay? Because Pope Leo XIV will be there.
It is what makes moments like this possible, and is what will carry the American experiment forward into its next 250 years. This is now our responsibility.
That's absolutely very important.
We close today's ceremony with one of our nation's most beloved hymns, America the Beautiful. It is more than a celebration of our country. It's a vision of the nation we are still called to build. Let us work together to ensure America is always as beautiful in character as it is in its promise. It is now my pleasure to welcome the Cathedral Basilical Choir and the Archdiocesan Choir of Philadelphia to perform America the Beautiful. The lyric can be found in your event program if you'd like to join us in song.
All right, now let's listen to the choir right over here. Let's give a listen. America the Beautiful. It's a very cool interesting song. And American history has just been absolutely the best. You cannot rule out what is going on from the past, some of the past, present, worst, slavery, and everything. Presidents, and much more. I can tell you, this thing is just the history of the and this is presented by Villanova University, the campus I have visited since 2022 and 2024, and of course 2025. No, I'm sorry, not 2024, I'm sorry, 2025. is also sponsored by, is also supported by the Catholic Church of Philadelphia. That's a very good song by the choir. This is how they take a vow. It's called Pope Leo Liberty Medal Ceremony we were watching right now. And this was live at the National Constitution Center in Philadelphia, PA. And let me tell you why this is a very important.
And here.
By now.
Thank you for attending the 2026 Liberty Medal Ceremony in honor of His Holiness Pope Leo XIV. And please enjoy Philadelphia's celebration of the 250th year of this nation.
Thank you for watching this afternoon's Liberty Medal Ceremony honoring Pope Leo XIV here live at the National Constitution Center. Stay with NBC 10 for an update to your Weather Rate verified most accurate forecast. Our team of meteorologists has issued a first alert for dangerous heat and the potential for storms. That's the reason many events have been canceled so far this weekend, why this event was inside. And of course, you want to stay tuned for the update on that forecast so you can plan out both today and the events happening later on this weekend. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brenna White live at the National Constitution Center. For now, we'll send you to these messages and we'll be right back.
This has been a special Hour 250 presentation.
And that is just about doing and
honoring Pope Leo, presented by Villanova University, grounded in the Augustinian Catholic tradition since 1842.
Whoa. That's gonna do it, and we will see y'all next time.
We are proud to be the nation's Augustinian Catholic University. As we mark the 250th anniversary of our nation, we are grateful to celebrate one of our own. It is a profound honor to congratulate His Holiness, Pope Leo XIV, a Villanova graduate and Augustinian friar, as he receives the Liberty Medal. Holy Father, you inspire us and remind the world what it means to lead with faith, courage, and compassion. Congratulations.
As Pope Leo XIV received the Liberty Medal, we join the world in gratitude for his wisdom and example. Like the Pope, may we promote the dignity of all humanity and become beacons of hope. In the cradle of liberty, we joyfully honor a world leader whose message proclaims freedom born of compassion and peace. Congratulations, Holy Father. Philadelphia is praying for you.
Count on NBC 10 to break news faster than anyone.